What's up, everybody? Mike here, and I got some new updates for you regarding Black Myth Wukong. Some cool stuff, and based on some hands-on impressions that dropped, I believe, at least at time's recording earlier today from a few different sources, and we can cover some details from that. But first, want to talk about a potential demo coming out as early as next month, and this will be a smart move if actually true. So, according to Lunatic Ignis on Twitter, a public demo for Black Myth Wukong is yet to be confirmed. July should be a definitive month, but I can't confirm that yet. It could be sooner. So, still not confirmed yet. It's a maybe, but it would make sense, honestly, considering that Black Myth Wukong is coming out in August, August 20th, that is. And, to drop a demo at least roughly a month before it is a good idea. It worked out well for Star of Blade, for example. Heck, we just had a Steam Next Fest week just happen where a bunch of demos were available for some upcoming indie games and AA games, things like that. There's a demo out right now for Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, and upcoming Souls-like, similar to Black Myth Wukong. And that Flintlock drops next month, so it's a very smart idea to drop a playable demo that you can check out. It's roughly like an hour and a half to 2 hours long. And yeah, like if this is going to do something sort of similar, I can see this working out very well to get more people hyped and excited for Black Myth Wukong. Then you got some details recently revealed by some hands-on gameplay impressions. This one in particular, some IGN, where in the article they talk about how fluid and fast Wukong feels to control. Many Souls-likes are built on a foundation of slower and more methodical combat, but Wukong feels exceptionally quick and agile. From the beginning, there's no actual block button either. Wukong can twirl his staff to block projectiles, but as far as melee attacks go, everything must be dodged. So to that end, it's described that there's a Bayonetta-style dodge system where you can dodge up to 3 times very quickly, but after the third one, you're punished with a lengthy recovery time to try and curb people from just mindlessly mashing the dodge button. However, perfectly timed dodges will reward you with extra focus, and once your focus bar has been filled, you get a focus point that allows you to chain a strong attack into your light combo string for a big chunk of damage. Later on, those focus points can also be spent on different types of special moves that you unlock in the skill tree. Wukong also has access to a number of spells that consume his mana. An example of a great one that he can use is the Immobilize spell, which you probably can imagine stops an enemy in their tracks and allows you to sneak in a few free hits before the spell's effect wears off. Stronger enemies, especially bosses, are affected by the spell much less, and sometimes they were able to shrug it off entirely. There's also a transformation that's talked about in this article regarding that, Wukong essentially can transform into an absolute beast in a sense with a much stronger attacks and a hugely damaging super attack that he can use out of a dodge if he manages to build up a focus point. One of his moves in this transformation is a lightning fast dash attack that can make a player feel like they basically are turned into the boss that's to get the transformation from. Then there's an example of a stance talked about here, the tower stance, which swapped out a chargeable overhead strong attack for the ability to stand on Wukong's staff and avoid damage on the ground as long as Wukong's stamina holds out. Then if you manage to stay on the staff long enough for a focus point to charge, you could spend it to leap off the staff, flip it around, and come crashing down with a powerful strike that will make you feel incredibly cool to pull off. And the stances you get with Wukong, along with, the general combat abilities, all can be upgraded through a level system that works a lot like Sekiro's. As you defeat enemies, you'll gain will, which builds up a bar in the top right of the screen. When the bar is full, you gain a spark, which can be used to purchase upgrades from one of your various skill trees. Once you fill the bar and bank a point, you can't lose it. You can even add that skill point whenever you want, not just at a shrine, which serves as Wukong's version of a bonfire-like checkpoint, basically. However, if you die before you manage to fill the bar, a portion of that experience will be lost in typical Souls-like fashion. Don't be mistaken, though, by this, that thinking that Wukong is an easy game, because it will not be easy. Now, Dev's even confirmed, it's going to be slightly easier than Souls-like, but it's still going to be fairly challenging. Enemies are aggressive, bosses are relentless, and even more so in their second phases. And you have limited restorative potions to keep yourself alive. There are secret bosses in the game, too, you can find and stumble upon, and if you lose, and die to them, it's okay. because you can teleport from shrine to shrine, so you can come back to that secret boss much later down the road once you've upgraded your gear and add some more points into your skill tree. When it comes to gear, there are going to be sets of armor that you can find in the game that grant extra bonuses for wearing multiple pieces of gear from that set. Levels themselves are fairly linear, with a couple of branching points that led to some sort of treasure or item pickup. But it seems that the real star here, of this game, when it comes to Black Myth Wukong, is going to be the boss battles, which I'm not too surprised about, honestly. And this makes me very excited because when it comes to Souls games and Souls-likes, yeah, they're not necessarily known for maybe their best storytelling or stories. It's more about, level design, I would say, to an extent, as well as the boss fights themselves. Like a lot of players I've talked to in the community and I read online, things like that, they, some of their best memories are from the boss fights themselves, like the crazy boss designs and their struggle against the boss and their experiences with that. Same with me too. I love Elden Ring story, for example, and I love like other Souls game stories. So it's like Lies of P story, it's freaking amazing, for example, as well too. But I definitely have a stronger impression when it comes to the boss fights I experienced and had to deal with in these Souls-like games and from software games. So very exciting stuff here. I cannot wait to play Black Myth Wukong, and it's shaping to be, a Souls-like game that's going to be right on par, hopefully, at least with Lies of P, and hopefully be a love letter in a sense to other Souls games as well. It's going to release on August 20th for PC and PlayStation 5. And looks like Xbox, screwed the pooch and missed out on this for whatever reason or not. I guess either helping them bring it to their console, or maybe the devs, of the game scientists didn't have enough time to develop it for Xbox. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, it's kind of a bummer there for the Xbox players, but it is what it is. And hopefully, it does come to the Xbox console sooner rather than later. And this makes me even more excited for it, guys. So I'm hyped for it. I noticed when this was first announced back in 2020, so 4 years ago or so, this is definitely a game I was somewhat skeptical about at first. Like, wait, is this real? It's because it kind of came out of nowhere how it was announced. It's a random, gameplay trailer thing that wasn't even supposed to be posted originally. So, and even I believe the game director back then was somehow, this is like, doesn't look good, looks bad, this and that, like this isn't like the type of polish I want to showcase in the first place. But it's still, hit a certain level of peakness that just ensnared everybody, engaged so many people. It got so many views and such a big attraction to it that has remained to this day, I would argue. And yeah, so it's going to be something you don't want to sleep on this year. And that's all I got for you today, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, would appreciate a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Also, don't forget, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments about this game. So are you excited for this? Are you not? Are you happy about some of the details here you learned today when it comes to Black Myth Wukong? I definitely will keep you guys updated the more I know, especially when it comes to that demo, because I'm going to be playing that demo myself. So yeah, stay tuned for that. My name's Mike. Thanks for watching.